You know, this is a small rod. It's actually an Avantis. It's an ultralight. It's about 4.5 feet long, and I'm using a Suffix braid, and I'll tell you, it feels like a monster fish. It's smaller than the other one. I'm not going to use the net on this one, Pat. And it's hooked kind of light, but it's still nice. How long will these fish stay in the river, Pat, before they move out?
Well, usually because this is a late season this year.
Yes, definitely.
Everything has been late.
Yeah.
Usually they're done by the first week of June.
Okay.
Maybe we have the pleasure to have them a little bit longer this year.
I got a feeling you're going to be catching them all June because the water's colder.
Yes.
And we've had such a late spring.
I agree.
Now, are you just, you're out there, right? You're
Yes.
just jigging near the bottom?
Uh-huh.
Because I cast my spinner out, the technique that I'm using, because I'm casting in about 20 feet of water where that channel is, I got to let my spinner sink. And Mike Atkins, our good friend, said yesterday, why don't you buy a big split shot or two and add them on there? And I said, no, I'll be okay. And I told him this morning, I wish I would have listened to you because I would have got the spinner to go down a bit more. But you know what? If you watch my rod tip, I've been getting hits out there. So I don't have to reel in fast because we got, because we got this current. They're definitely attracted to that blade. You know what? I think this guy's going to be a keeper for we don't want to hog all the big ones, but that guy's a good size. You can get some really nice fillets off it. And you know, it looks pretty when you look at that blade just hanging out of its mouth. And I am glad I went to the single hook because it's a lot easier to get the fish out. You know, every year at the ICHA event, they have these beautiful dinners. And tonight, we're going to be going to the Italian Center. It's a beautiful building, and we're going to have a nice dinner. So, Pat, who are all the people that are going to be there?
Well, mainly sponsors and volunteers, all the pro fishermen coming and help for the kids. So this is it's an appreciation dinner for the sponsors.
Okay. How many people are you expecting?
We're probably going to have, now it's going to be probably 150 people.
That's a party.
That's right.
In Windsor, good. Now, you got the net ready? I hate this.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I don't know. Is it a sheep's head? It can't be a white bass. You never know. It could be a carp because they switched to a 1/4 ounce jig head with the little plastic minnow. So we just got to take our time. Is your line out there?
Yes.
Pat, how are we going to do this? And we got a current here.
Oh,
yes, it's a sheep's head. No, we wanted to try a taste sampling, right? So last night we went on the internet because we had a nice dinner at the Atkins house, and we were talking about the otoliths that these fish have in their heads, which are in their inner ear, and how good they are to eat. So this is actually perfect, Pat, because we promised some fish. So a lot of people don't keep sheep's head, but they are excellent eating. And I actually did for the first time a sheephead show last year on Lake Erie, and that's perfect to get fillets off.
Beautiful.
You can see that just that jig head is sticking out of its mouth, so it was hooked nice. Pat, if you don't mind opening the live well, I'm just going to hold it up, okay? So you know, there's two fish that are related to this, very similar. One is a black drum in salt water, and then a saltwater sheep's head that almost have the same shape. So they're great fun, and I keep telling people that they're great eating and they're very plentiful. So he's going to fill up the live well nicely.
Fisher girl! Catch the passion!
It doesn't matter whether you go fishing to catch and release your fish or to catch and keep your fish. It's really important to have the right tools so you can remove the hooks out of them properly. Now what I'm holding up here are 3 very important tools to have. 2 come in this nice little kit that you can actually put on your belt or on the side of your pants. And we're going to explain what they are. Why don't you explain to them what makes these fishing pliers?
Well, the neat thing about these are 6-inch needle nose fishing pliers. So they have the 6 inches, which is great for the length. You can reach in and easily pull the hook out of your fish's mouth. Also, it has these little grooves here, so you can compress your split shots.
That's important.
Yeah. Also has wire cutters on here.
Yeah, if you need to cut hooks or split rings, leaders. Yeah.
Exactly. And the other really cool thing is, should you be using your favorite lure, and you catch it on the bottom on a rock, you can use these little notches here to bend it back.
Straighten it. Very, very smart.
Helpful.
Yeah. Now the other tool that I have in here, this is called a hemostat. A lot of trout fishermen will use these if they're using smaller hooks because it has a nice small beak. But the way hemostats work, they're long. So this one is about, I'd say about 8 inches. And you can see it's like tweezers, but when you close down on a lure, if you look here, you can see that it's got teeth, and if I compress it, the teeth lock. So now it won't open. So it's the same kind of hemostats that are used in the medical field when they're taking stitches or working with needles. So it's a very handy tool to have.